New Year's has come and gone, and while it's overrated in my opinion as a celebration, just mainly because it's probably the most overhyped and most underwhelming aspect, well, not just aspect, but holiday in the calendar year, mainly because when you're younger, you go into it with an expectation that it's going to be, such a great time, it's going to be a huge party, and it's a lot of fun, but it doesn't quite live up to the expectations that you put on it. Of course, as I get older, I've come to realize the truth. It's just another excuse to go out drinking, which is completely fine. It's a great excuse to hang out with your family and to reminisce on the accomplishments and perhaps some of the failures that you had in the previous year, and for that, I respect it massively. But today, that's not necessarily what I want to talk about. I'd like to talk about more of the culture around New Year's resolutions itself. Now, this may seem ironic given the fact that in my previous video, I'm starting a particular journey that's going to carry me through 2023. However, let me explain my reasons why. And I've said this in other videos before, and I'll say it again because I truly, truly believe this. Your behavior does not change just because your location changes and just because the time changes. You're not going to get some sort of magical superpower as soon as the clock turns midnight on January 1st. You're not going to get any extra boost of momentum. The whole new year, new me aspect, swerve. We all know what you did last year. And if you haven't made small sustainable changes, and if you haven't taken advantage of the momentum when you first got the thought into your head, hey, you know what, I want to change something, chances are you're probably not going to capitalize on it and continue that momentum going throughout the rest of the year just because it turns January 1st. Now, as I mentioned, your behavior doesn't change just because the time magically changes. And nor should you be subject and be a slave to time. You shouldn't hold yourself back and think, oh, okay, you know what, I'm going to start on January 1st because reasons, or because this is what everybody else does. No, you are supposed to control your time. Your time is not supposed to control you. You don't need to wait for January 1st to get started on anything. If anything, today, maybe not today, in January, but it could be in February, it could be in March, April, whichever day of the year when you get that flash of inspiration, when you decide, you know what, no, enough is enough, I need to make a change in my life. Today is the best day to make that change, to start that journey. You need to strike while the iron is hot, and you give yourself that superpower, that extra wind in your sails. The calendar doesn't. Let's call New Year's what it is. As I mentioned before, it's the perfect excuse, and a great excuse at that, to hang out with your family, to reflect on the choices that you made in the year before, and potentially, it may be good in order for you to say, you know what, I'm considering changing something this year. But let's not profane this moment of reflection, this lovely holiday, if you will, by saying something that, oh, this year is definitely going to be my year. Every year should be your year, and every year can be your year. Not just 2023, not just because it turns January 1st. Every year should be your year. And the reason for it is because if you make those changes, if you stick to that routine, if you make your non-negotiables, then every year will be your year. You will make those changes and they'll stick. I've seen too many people stop and start. And it's really sad because these people are excited, they want to achieve something, and then as soon as February 1st hits, they just revert back. And it's painful to see. And I don't want to see that. So, as long as you follow the cycle of, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, as long as you follow the cycle of goal setting, goal production, I should say, goal achievement, celebration, and rest, and if you start small and gradually build on to that, progressively overload your routine, it's going to yield much, much better results that way. And to that end, I think that's my biggest gripe with the culture around New Year's, is that there are so many people that are so excited to, finally make a change just because of the time, but then they end up not pulling through. In any event, I turn the question to you. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? If so, what are they? Do you wait until January 1st in order to implement them, or do you implement them right from the get-go? If you found this video helpful, drop a like on the video and a comment down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching.